Let's talk about how either easy or difficult it is to meet a partner, a life partner in the BDSM world. Catherine, let's start with you. Was it easy to find someone to date?
Well, women are the minority, so it's always easier for a woman than it is a man. Very much in what they call non-BDSM or vanilla. It's always easier for a woman to find a date. All a woman has to do is go into a bar, and if she doesn't want to go home by herself, well, she won't. And it's the same thing. The women are a minority, so that it's easier for them. But I think I've still got the cream of the crop, or the pick of the crop, the creme de la creme, or however you want to put it. The right one for me. And but definitely I had more options than probably Pierre did, just because there's more men that are interested or that come out of the closet for this than there are women.
Would you agree with that, Pierre? Was it more difficult for you as a man?
Well, yes, it was. In my case, I have been looking at the time for more than 2 years to find a suitable partner for me, and it's not that I was not successful. Actually, I have met a lot of people before I met Catherine, but they were not the right one. I wanted somebody that was special. I wanted somebody that was the way I dream about having a partner in BDSM, and well, Catherine was the one.
Oh, I love you too.
Well, since it's going in that direction, let's get a little bit more mushy here. Catherine, when you first met Pierre, other than the fact that you both had an interest in BDSM, how did you know he was the one for you?
Well, we actually have a standard answer to that, but it's kind of crude, so I won't answer that. But we have a running joke actually between us, but I think you'd get X-rated. So, he's just, we have compatible goals, and I think actually what really drew me above and beyond the BDSM is that he's very ethical. And I know one of the things is he's a DJ and had been for over 20 years, and was getting pushed out of the business. And it was basically because he was still buying all his music, and other competitive DJs weren't. And so it was getting very hard to stay competitive for him. And it was the fact that unlike many people, he actually wouldn't sell out his ethics. Most people in that situation, be they a musician as himself or not, would have just downloaded it and wouldn't have cared if they were making money off other people, despite if they thought it was morally right or not. Money talks. And the fact that it didn't for him just made me think this is a good, decent man above and beyond everything else. And that's probably when I first fell in love with him.
Pierre, same question to you. Other than the fact that she was interested in BDSM, what was it about her that signaled to you that she was the one?
Believe it or not, Catherine has a conversation that is amazing. And this is what I want. I am somebody who's interested in a lot of things, and I want somebody who can follow me there. And Catherine, well, she has an opinion about anything. And okay, I can get in trouble for that one. But that's the whole thing. When you have seen us, when we talk together, we're always like trying to interrupt each other. We always want to say something. And this is what I like about her. I don't always agree with her, but this is the loving part of her. This is what's great.
All right, let's go back to the resources. And Pierre, I'm going to direct most of these questions to you. You've been researching BDSM for, you said, almost 20 years. The internet's a fantastic resource for BDSM now. What resources were available to you before the internet?
That's the problem. Before the internet, if you wanted to get any type of information, you needed to buy books. That seems easy, but 10 years ago in Montreal, there weren't that many places where you could get these books. And the book you could get sometime were not always quality, if I could describe them like this. Some of them actually gave you a lot of rubbish about what a BDSM, or at the time a S&M relationship or a domination and submission relationship should be. And it was really, really, really hard to find proper information. And actually, a BDSM research for someone was more at the time something personal than something that you could get answer from books. And that was the big problem with this. If you wanted to be part of a group, the group at the time were so close, because they had to be close to protect themselves, that you could not get in if you didn't have any reference or somebody to bring them, to bring you there. And the internet has changed that a lot. Okay, sometimes the internet could be, again, now, even by today, some of the information you have on the internet is still rubbish. You have to be careful. You always have to check your information from a different source. Okay, this is a question of safety. If somebody tell you that you can do this or do that, try to get it from somebody else that will say about the same thing. But I mean, now it's much, much easier to get information. And this is one of the great things about the internet. Actually, one of the things I'm looking right now is I'm trying to find information about what we would call the old guard, the old group of people that used to do S&M and domination and submission relationship like 20 years ago. And I can tell you that their way of doing things have changed a lot since, because they had no choice. At the time, to be into such a relationship or such a native sexual choice, it was hard, and some of the people were using this to control other people. Even if by today it's still the same thing, now people are more informed, and this is something that I think is great.